Hi, it's Sue. Welcome back to my channel this morning. I hope you're all well. I'm saying this morning, hopefully it'll be morning when this post goes live. I try and post mine at sort of midnight our time. Anyway, I'm back today with something a little bit different. I, like lots of crafters here in the paper crafting community, I was saddened to watch the video from Tina of Shabbydabbydoodah. Yeah, my heart went out to her. I feel so sad. This poor girl. She's such a lovely person. I've been watching her videos for some years now, I know, like lots of you. And I wanted to do something exactly the same as quite a few people. So I decided to go and have a look at her site and pick some digital sets to play with. And let me tell you, I spent ages. I went backwards and forwards. She has so many beautiful, beautiful designs. It was hard to narrow it down, and I knew if I picked too many in one go, I wouldn't know where to start. So I actually picked 3 sets. I picked English Country Garden, which is a fair size set, Light Damask, which is a beautiful background set, obviously, and the Labels and Ephemera set. And I've printed some out, ready to go. These are the pieces. I printed one sheet of the labels full size, and then I printed it again, 2 sheets to the page, if you know what I mean. So I've printed a set of those ready to go, and they're lovely. The colours are beautiful, and even the smaller ones, you know, they're still very readable. Lovely colours. I've trimmed them, they just need the corners punching. So I've got those. I printed the Country Garden set. Actually, they're all here. Hang on, let me get them in the right order. This is the Country Garden set, and it is so pretty. It's not one of her newer sets, I don't think, but I just love the colours. This is like the full range. I don't know whether you'll see this. I hope so. I particularly like these colours. These are my sort of go-to colours, I think. Just gorgeous. And along with these, you get like a tea stain background, which I've got somewhere, but not in this stack. So those were the pages I printed for Country Garden at full size. And then I printed them at 2 to a page. That's another full size one. Actually, that belongs in that pile. Yeah, 2 to a page, which I thought was really fabulous. I like to make the slightly smaller journals. And then this, I've only printed a couple of the Damask full size, but I mean the colours are just lovely. There's more. Oh, that's the coffee or tea dyed page, and that's 2 to a page I've printed there. And these are the other bits that I've printed out, and I'll show you why. Just put these back in sort of an order. What I thought I would do is, remember this journal? This journal was the first one that I altered with Rachel's challenge, the week she did the shabby journal page fronts. You know, I had this really old Longfellow book of poems, very old, badly damaged, been very damp. And I used some quilter's cotton and doilies, etc., to cover. And I also did some stitching on the fabric. And in the end, I thought I didn't want to use it for that sort of a journal, for a more arty type journal. So I put it to one side. I've still got this one to stitch on. So it was made ready, and I even put the front page back in. And I thought I would use this book with these beautiful pages. So I've actually trimmed up all my 2 to a page, and I've got 3 signatures ready to go into this journal. And I will put them in on a hidden spine. And they really are lovely. You know, they print really well. I've printed a plain background on a lot of mine. I didn't want to go too dark. But yeah, they are lovely. And this journal, when finished, will measure, I think it's about 4 inches, 4 inches wide by 6 inches tall. So, you know, that's a nice size for me. I quite like working with that size. Anyway, today I thought I'd make a piece to go in here. I'm going to make some journal cards and some tags and pockets, etc. So today I thought I would start that. So I'm going to put all this away, get my papers out, and we'll get busy. Okay, won't be a moment. Okay, so I've got this double page here, and I've started playing around trying to decide how I'm going to work this. But basically I've folded it in half as it would be folded on a page. And I think what I'd like to do is make a flip on the front page. So it would fit on the page and flip this way. So I want it to be 3 inches across. So I have scored I've doubled it over, scored it at 3 inches. Okay, so if you see on my board here, I've scored down here at 3 inches, and I've scored across the top at 3/8, just so that, you know, I can fold that down to put a tag in. So now I need to trim this down because I don't want all this tucked in to the pocket on the front. The other side will be the flap, so we'll trim this, just give it 1/4 of an inch, which is about there. Grab my craft knife. And just keep that piece because I might use that on the other page. So now I've got the turn in here and the turn down for the top. So what I want to do is just trim this corner so it folds nicely. Okay, just take that little corner piece out. So now it folds down nicely. Bone folder. And the same down this side. Okay, so that will sit like so. And then this piece becomes the hinge for the to add to the other page. If that makes sense. It's pretty cool here this morning. I'm finding it difficult to, my hands are cold. Don't know why, the sun's shining in this room at the moment, but it was quite frosty first thing. I don't know whether it was frost or a heavy mist on the ground. I'm not sure which, but I can tell you it was cold. Right, so we've turned that all down. Turn this over. Now, I want this on the first page, and I think it would look quite nice on the cover here, on the front of the page. I need to turn this piece back, and it's scored at 3, so there is a score line there. Might just go over that again now we've turned the other side under. 3 inches is there. Okay. Turn that back. And I was thinking, will I put that on there like that? If I put it the other way, yeah, I might put it this way, so it folds under the page. Just make sure that that does fold nicely. Yep. I might do a light inking down this side. I'm actually going to sew this, I think, before it goes on. I want a little notch in the top. We'll add a little bit of glue down here. Not too much, because this is only a 3-inch pocket, so you know it's 2 3/4 inch tag, something like that, to fit in. There we go. I should have done that notch, shouldn't I? Hang on. It's going to work for me. Hopefully this one. Turn it upside down. Does that look like the middle? Yeah. Sorry, I hope my head isn't in the shot. Perfect. That will do. So that's done. Now what I need to do is go and sew around 3 sides before I attach it to the page. So I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, actually, before I do that, perhaps I should decorate it. What do you think? I was just going to put a couple of these labels on. I'm not going to go too berserk. Just take the corners out. Using a small circle punch. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I thought that one could go down here. We'll give it a... I don't want to go berserk with the inking. This is such a pretty set. I don't want to make it too grungy. Just thinking that down there. And then this larger one, I thought we might wrap around. Let's just have a look. And I love this soft green. It's a lovely colour. And there is a little bit of green in this, scattered around. So I was thinking if I put it round there and across the front, how's that going to look? Or maybe it should go more up there. And this down here. Because I don't want to cover, yeah, that's the way. I don't want to cover this pretty flower. So that's what we'll do. Just bend that round. And I'll use the art glitter glue for this, which probably needs topping up. There we go. It's good enough. Oops, that's my phone, sorry about that. Okay. All right, so that's done. I haven't glued across the bottom because I'm going to sew. So I'll go ahead and sew around this and I will be back. So I've stitched around 3 sides, so I'm happy with that. That's all ready, it's ready to be attached to the page. I've added another little piece of washi down here, and this is from, I've popped all this out here. I bought these washes from Temu. Have you heard of them? I kept getting these messages from them. I don't know why. And I looked through their store, and I would say they're a bit like AliExpress, if not the same, probably. But I saw these washes and I thought, oh gosh, they're really good, and they were so inexpensive. And really, for what I need, I thought they were brilliant. There's quite a variety. I think with one pack I got about 8 rolls of washi for next to nothing. Anyway, I digress. I decided to use a piece of that washi on here. Now, it's off this roll, and it's one of those where you cut a piece off and peel the backing off. But I've used it a couple of times and just trim around it. I think it's really good. I quite like it. Anyway, so I've added a piece of that washi. Basically, that's what all that yabbering was about. And this is going on here. Okay, and before I put it on, I thought I need to work out what I'm going to do on this page. What I'm going to do on this page to hide this, because as you can see, I didn't double print this piece. And I also need a tag for the pocket. So I went back through my 6x6 pads and I found this lovely piece of paper. It's bit bright, but I don't mind that. Don't mind that too much at all. And I was thinking I could use one side of it for my tag, and the other side I will trim off and possibly punch the edge and make this a pocket. Glue this down and make this a pocket over this side for this page. What do you think of that? That was my good idea. Anyway, first of all, I've got to glue this down. So let's do that. I don't need to do anything else, but you know, sometimes you have to think a thing through. Otherwise, with me, I do it and then think, oh no, I should have done that. And once your glue's on, that's the end of that. Right, now the important thing is to get this as tight as I can to the edge of the page. So, put my glue lid back on because I'm at the end of that bit of glue. So I want it to go about there. Equal distance, top and bottom. Okay, and it's got to fold nicely back. So I don't want it too tight, not too terrible. So that is my flick back page. And I might add a bit more washi. I kept the washi out to add a couple more pieces. Which I quite like this one. Let's have a look, see what this one's like. Whether it's a peel off one. Oh no, this is a sticky one. But it's probably, you know, in fairness, it's probably not that sticky, so we might put a bit of glue on it. Let's trim it up first. As my scissors hit out. Just trim that up there. That will do. Add a bit of glue, just to be sure. Okay. There we go. As I say, I don't want to add too much. I don't want to make this too bulky too quickly, because that's what I tend to do. Right, so now my tag needs to be no more than 3 inches, but I think I'm going to make it 2 3/4 just to be on the safe side, and I think that would work out reasonably well. So we'll trim from this end. There we go, and I can hear my husband clanging around downstairs. So he's likely to call my name any minute now. He's been to the shops. Now the other side of this is quite dark, and it is going to be a tag, so I don't want it. I want to be able to write on the back of it. So I've got some card here. Let's see if I've got a piece. I've used Tina's coffee dyed or tea dyed papers to back this card, so it's now quite chunky. Let's trim the corners, or 2 of the corners at least. 2. Oops. Pop that away. So that's the base of our card, of our tag. It should fit in there. Yep. Okay, so that's our card. And I am going to stitch around that too. But for now, that is done. We'll put that to one side. And this is the other piece. And I think I've pulled out one of my Stampin' Up punches. And I was thinking I might cut this at 1.5 inches. Or maybe, what's 1.5 inches? Let's have a look at that. Maybe I'll do it at 1 3/4 inches, just to allow that bit extra for the punched edge. And our page is here. Flick this over. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's quite pretty, isn't it? And this is quite pale, but it has got a bit of colour in it. I took the colour from the centre of these images to do some plain pages because I didn't want them all dark. I'm going to stitch this piece on 3 sides before I glue it. Perfect. Okay, so that's ready to be stitched, and then we will glue that into position. This needs some form of decoration. Okay, that's that piece. Then we want this piece. We put it right to the edge. I want that about there. Sorry, can you see what I'm doing? Just glue that piece to where I want it. And we can glue down this section. There. Okay. So basically that's our tag, but we could add some label. Okay, so there's the first page done, this little journal. And I'm not going to add my pages onto the spine yet because, you know, I'll probably do a bit more stitching around pages and so forth. But this is the first page, it's a flip. Quite simple, nothing, you know, let the paper do the speaking for itself. It's so pretty. But journaling space on the tag, which is inside here. And that's our tag. I added a bit of twine, just a bit of cotton twine. Plenty of room to journal on the back of there. And that slots in nice and snug. Okay, and then when you flick the page over, I've added this pocket, little tuck spot here. but I'm thinking a journal card in here and maybe some sponging or something over that page. Okay, so that's it. That is my start on a little journal using Tina from Shabbydabbydooddah's beautiful, beautiful digital images. These are the images I've used, and I will try and link them at the bottom of my post. But it's English Country Garden, light damask, and labels and ephemera set. And they are lovely. Go and take a look. Not too expensive. There are a lot more expensive papers on Etsy, let me tell you. Okay, thank you so much for calling past today. I'm going to, I will show you before I go. Just move that to one side a moment. I'm going to use this little, do you remember this little journal we made? And this is one made from card. Yeah, the cover made from card, and I've used a lot of my papers, my jelly print papers, and it's not my art journal, it's the one I made before, and it's got all sorts of papers in. And I thought this would be perfect for Junk Journal July, and I've already printed the prompts, and they are, as I normally do, added to my front cover. So I've always got the prompts there with me. Okay, so I am going to try and do that one. That's the journal, and I'll probably put Junk Journal July on there. Although I did think I've got enough pages, I might keep this one for July and also January. So, okay, put that to one side. That's my next little project, get that organised. And until then, this is my Shabbydabbydoodah journal started. Thanks again for calling past. I will go and edit this video and get it uploaded. Okay, take care now. Bye.